Okay, what's up everyone? Welcome to The Capsule. We are here at Jack of All Trades Festival in Montreal. I have an interview that I've been waiting for a long time, and thank you so much. But we have Bruce, the legend, the popper, Juste, Debout, founder, owner, CEO, big boss.
Wow.
Thank you so much for making the time to chat. Man, I have so many questions. Obviously, I'm like one of the generation that like we grew up with Juste, Debout. So like I think maybe the generation before me was there, and like when it started and we're like part of it. I know Clara talks about being there at the kind of early editions, but for me it's like I never knew a life without Juste, Debout.
Wow.
You know, I just it was one of the things that I was first when it was like, okay, what is battles, what are dance? You know, we were checking like Salah, Damon Frost in the finals, or or Jay Smooth, or Pepito and Jadawi, like all these people I discovered from Juste, Debout. And then even when I found like hip hop freestyle, I didn't know what it was, so I was watching like Juste, Debout videos again. It was like almost like the blueprint for us as dancers.
Cool.
So first of all, thank you for that. It's
Thank you. I mean, thank you to take the time to do that for me also.
No. I mean, yeah, it's really a pleasure, and I think I felt like that for my dance, but from the more people I spoke to on the podcast as well, the more I realized like I didn't know how much Juste, Debout was like the blueprint for everything. Like it's maybe, I don't know, 3-4 different people already now that I interviewed, and they were like, no, it was Juste, Debout like that set the tone. So this is leading to my first question. Is like, could you tell me a little bit like about what was before, like the before Juste, Debout and the after Juste, Debout? Like when you started it, now we have a lot of battles to look at for an example. But when you started it, what examples did you have? Did you have any? And how did you come up with this format?
You talk about in the scene, right?
Yeah.
In the scene. Okay. So first of all, thank you. I'm really happy to be here with you. It's really important for me to respond to the interview. It's an honor for me to be here.
Yeah.
Before the Juste, Debout, I mean, we had many events, but not like Juste, Debout, of course. I will explain myself. Before the battle, the regular battle, we had some call-out battle.
Okay.
From much earlier back in the days, where we call each other regularly, because we didn't have social media, so we didn't have phone. So we used to call each other to say, hey, this month at this time we battle each other.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was really like great, because if you miss the moment, you miss the moment. You know what I mean?
Just hear the stories.
Yeah. Hear the stories and the legends.
Yeah.
So it was really like a meeting, and if you didn't have the chance to go there, you miss something, and you're not part of the history. So it's much different as now, and it was in the 90s, so much way before. Then after we had some battles, of course, but it was only for b-boys, or only in New York they have the house dance conference, which was house dance in the top. It was organized by Brian Green.
Okay.
House dance on the top, and a funk style room on the lower part of the club. But we never had events who reunify popping, locking, hip hop house. Never. So I decided to do it because it was even when we had the part of popping, for example, it was a short part in the b-boy battle.
Okay.
And it was like, okay, dance now. Hey, you have to go. Yeah. It was 1 hour, 2 hours, And they say, hey, we need to have our own platforms,
Yeah.
So that's why I created it. And yeah.
Okay. And so you had some formats of like the breaking battles. So you were like, okay, we're going to do the same, because I guess there wasn't a lot of these type of battles for the top styles. So almost you were kind of thinking like, okay, that's how the b-boys do it. We're going to do it like this.
Not exactly, because you can watch on all the flyers of the Juste, Debout. I never mention battle.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I never talk about. I mean, sometimes I talk about battle, but for me, Juste, Debout is not a battle. It's a meeting.
Okay.
It's a street dance international meeting, and on the flyer you can read. You never read battle.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, many people don't get it, but
Yeah.
I did that to reunify people first.
Okay.
And to do really a jam. Even if we win or at the beginning when I started Juste Debout in 2002, the people didn't want to dance. They were afraid to dance.
Okay.
Like I had to run to some people to say, hey,
Enter.
yeah, enter. Enter, it's for us, it's gonna be cool later, And they didn't know because the format didn't exist.
Okay.
So it was really like this, and then after the monster, it was.
Now
it was,
people are flying.
Yeah. Even if I wanted to keep it like a vibe and a jam, and the people wanted to win so bad that it became a little bit a funky war, but which is good at the same time,
Sure.
I created a monster, and but I didn't know it would be like this.
And do you, let's say from the beginning, like, what you want, obviously it grew, like you said, the monster, and it went in different directions. Is this kind of like, I'm sure you're happy with what you've created, but are you happy with like the direction? If you went back, would you do something differently or change?
No, because, every year I put myself in a situation where I watch from the back and I say, this was not good.
Oh, yeah.
So I changed, So the format that we have now, of course, it could be better. Like all the event, I think. But it's the format that I accepted it because it's the way people, I'm not alone, I just propose something and the people, they push it with me, it's my team, my
Sure.
family,
Yeah.
my artistic family, my school, and even the people, the crowd, they say, hey, I didn't like it. So I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm listening, not too much, because sometimes when you're listening too much, you go nowhere.
Sure.
But I'm listening, and the evolution is us. It's not only Bruce who did that. So, no, I'm happy with the results. Of course, to a certain point, I created the monster, and the monster is hard to
Control.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's life. But I didn't know when I started with 400 people that it will become like this.
Did you get to a point when you said, oh, okay, like I have to get serious now, this is like getting big? Or was it like at the beginning you said you didn't have the plan? Like if I met Bruce, like, I don't know, 2001 or something, would you be like, oh yeah, this is going to be the biggest thing? Or you just really...
In the 2002, I didn't plan that. I didn't know that it was. But during the year 2002, between 2002 and 2003, I heard the people talk so much.
Yeah.
And I say, oh, it becomes something.
Okay.
Straight away, and I'm really not an opportunist person, but I taking the opportunities.
An opportunity when you see it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a businessman, so when I see something is working, I say, hey, go there, So from 2002 to 2003, it was 400 people, and 2003 it was already 1,200 people.
Wow.
It was. So, and the year after it was 2,500, and the year after 5,000. So it was really quick.
Yeah.
People think it's like, it was step by step, but it was really quick, really fast.
And the first venue was this basketball court that this is like the famous basketball court. And then the second venue was straight to Bercy?
No, it was the basket court for 2 years. Then after I moved to Coubertin, 4 years, 2003, 4, 5, 6. 2004, 5, 6, and 7. And then I had to move to Bercy in 2008. And to answer to your question, the first years, it was okay. I was a baby producer. But when I enter in the big arena, now I discovered that, okay, now is the real game. And it was really hard.
So maybe you can tell us about that a little bit. Like, what was because I imagine like the first 1, 2, maybe it was just by yourself, like making things happen, maybe some favors from friends.
No, reverse. The first 1, 2, I was with a youth center, and I proposed a project, and they helped me to do the project as well. So the first 2 events, it was with them. And the third event, I say, hey, I need to grow. Can you follow me? They say, no, we don't want to follow you. You think it's going to be big. You already do 1,200 people, so Say, of course I will do bigger, you know. And now I start to invest. So after the third year, I start to invest and to, you know, in the first part, I didn't invest that much. I invest, but not that much. But I became a producer after the third year.
Okay. So this is when you felt like you were really doing the...
Yeah.
And then going from there, obviously, anyone that's been to Bercy, I was there in 2010. And it was like, I walked in, I was like, holy shit, this is like different level. And I had been, to quite a few battles already, but this was like different experience. But yeah, so if you haven't been, I mean, we can talk about that, but we're going to be back there. But to get to somewhere like that, it's not an accident. Like, it's not easy. It's not an accident. It takes a lot of work. So how did you have to put partnerships in place? Like, what enabled you to build that?
I mean, you know, you cannot, first of all, I think everybody is not independent 100%. No. You're dependent of your team, you're dependent of your family, you're dependent of your history, etc., etc. And you have some people with you who push you and help you to do stuff, like sponsors, like the CTOs, like, you know, stuff like that. So I had to do some deal like that to do this event because, like you said, it's a really hard event to produce, and it's taking like 9 months, like a baby, to do this event. As soon as I stopped the Juste Debout, I had to rebuild it for the next year. So it's a lot of work. So we had to do some partners with the CTO, with some brands. But the only thing is, and I think this is where I were really smart and strong, I always say what I wanted to say. So even if you're my partner, you take me as I am. You know, I never compromise for you. You have to compromise for me. And that's why we had many clash with many people, because I have my vision and you have to enter in my vision and not reversed. And the people sometimes they don't get the point that you are an event producer, and if the people say, hey, okay, I'm your partner, but you have to do this. Hey, I'm your partner, but you have to do that. It's not going to work. I tried sometimes to compromise a little bit, like with, for example, with some sport brands. I was like, oh, they want to do this. Okay, let's do that. But it never worked.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Do you have, like, without, I mean, maybe you don't want to give away too much, but do you have an example of like something that was asked that you said, no, I'm
For
not
example,
doing it?
I give the example because Puma was one of our sponsors, and I love Puma. You know, they helped us a lot. I don't split on the stream, you know. But they asked me to do something special for them. And, you know, the Puma brand was Forever Faster or something like this. You know, something like that. And I created the Who's the Fastest. You know, Who's the Fastest was a concept in Juste Debout where the people had to dance on really fast beats and to see the footwork, etc. Okay. But it didn't work. You know what I mean? You know, it was the concept was maybe interesting, but when it's forced, it doesn't work. You know, so never force yourself for a partner. The partner have to understand, and this is a message also for the partners. They have to understand that when something is working, it's because it's the DNA of the creator or the people who carry the event, and not reverse. Yeah. So if the partners are enough smart, they have to let the things go. Of course, exposition, you know, the brands, the you know, but the banners, etc., etc. But you have to fit in a vision. Yeah. And not reverse.
And their job, I guess, is to like enhance what you have, not to put their vision or, you know.
Yeah. And if you watch, the event who going down is also the event who are listening too much the brands. Because in fact, the brands have other objective. Yeah. For example, the you know, the cane brand, they want to sell canes. They want to sell drinks. So they don't want to push the culture really. They use the culture to sell canes. Yeah. Don't forget that. The partners have objectives. So I think the smarter way is to use what we do naturally to sell canes or to sell shoes. Sure. But not doing it.
Not to change everything for that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And did you have stuff that like, you know, obviously you have, and now that everybody knows you and everybody knows Juste Debout, you have all the voices from different places. You have the brands. Probably you also have like your close people, but you also have like the scene saying all the different things, you know. So did you have some things that I know you said you're not listening too much, but some things that you, I don't know, heard from the scene, from the comments, from whatever, and you said, okay, that's actually a good idea, and some things that you said, nah, we're not doing that.
No, first of all, I am, even if I pretend to be solid, I think I'm solid, but I'm always listening. This is a part of because I didn't study. I was not good at studying, so my strength is to observe and to listening. So that's how I learn everything. And if you don't listening, I think it's not good. So I'm listening everything, and of course I see the temper and I see the temperature as well, and I see when it's to hit me here or when it's really relevant for the culture. So I learn how to separate things, even if it's always hurting. It's always hurting,
Yeah.
But you take care of it or you don't. And the thing is, I think the people sometimes they talk without knowing the background of the thing, So they say, "Oh, I should do that." Yeah. Come.
Yeah. You try. Come with me with the music.
It's easy to say, yes, you did it. Yeah. So many stuff I heard was good, and many stuff I heard was less good. I don't have so many examples now, but for example, the system of the prelims, maybe the system of the tour, some complaination about the long, because it's a long event, But also some people like the fact that, for example, many people say, "Oh, it's too long, it's too long."
The final stage.
Yeah, the finals. Yeah, it's too long, it's too long. Okay. So I reduced one year. I reduced from 12 hours or 10 hours to 6-7 hours, and they were complaining so bad after. They were saying
too quick.
Yeah, it's too short. No, we want to suffer. We don't care. Even if it's too long, we want to stay. So. And I think it's nice also because they experience something and they want to give them opinions, and this is where it's really interesting. It's where the people are taking the event
as their own.
Exactly.
Because it's really, I think I spoke about this with somebody, I don't think it was on the pod, but it's really like, it's like Just Debout is like everybody's event. You know what I mean? It's like no longer just, like we can go to one event and we're like, oh, that's how they do things. But it's like Just Debout is like the one. So we all want to say something or have our opinion.
And this is, at the same time, I realized years after, but a long time ago now, but years after, I say, hey, Bruce, if the people are like this, it's because they love Juste Debout. It's not because they hate me. Some people hate me. It's okay. It's all good. But most of all, and the most important is not to hate me or to love me. The most important is for them to love the event.
Yep.
And the mission and the culture and the dance is growing. This is the most important.
And for me, I always say this, but it's like I think I said this yesterday with Waldo, but like with anything artistic, and it works for events as well, is like, if you really hate it or love it, it's like you still think it's worthy to talk about. Like the worst insult to Just Debout would if somebody said to me, "Oh, what do you think about Just Debout?" I said, "Nah, who cares?"
Don't care.
That's the worst. It's better to hate it than to say, "Oh, I didn't even know it happened." That's the worst.
That's the worst.
At least everybody knows it happens. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody know who won. Who when the tour is happening, like everybody knows. Okay, Just Debout's on tour.
Yeah.
But I think that's also must be hard for you. Like you can't please everybody. Like it's impossible.
Oh, and I don't want to, because if you please everybody, that means that you are really I don't know.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't want to be like that. I want to be me. And even my event, I want to the event, like the people, for example, many people say, "Oh, the size is too big." Yeah, cool. Then don't come. No. But really, like, you don't like it, don't come. And there is plenty. Yeah, there is plenty of event, really good, small, and maybe you don't come to the final. Maybe you come to the prelims because it's smaller. Maybe there is many situations that.
And we need everything. We need Bercy. We also need like the jam that's in a nightclub and it's really like 100 people. It's like we need the
Anti-mystic,
all the different things.
Yeah.
But this is something I'm always curious about. Like, I mean, we've spoke about Just Debout on the podcast like so many times already. But like, we're always like speculating about different stuff or like saying like how we would run it and stuff. But I'm so interested of like how you see the idea of like an event scaling bigger, because this is my question with dance events is like, okay, when, I don't know if you feel the same, but like these events that are like maybe 200-300 people in a like venue where it's a little bit uncomfortable, but it's okay like, for the audience, you know. For me, it's like the perfect way for the dance to, you know, you see somebody popping like this far, it's like, okay, it's perfect. Then it grows. And it's like, even at Bercy, I was like, it's interesting because it's not the same feeling, especially with solo, like, I mean, it's 2-on-2, but one at a time, you know, and I'm like watching from far and it's not close to me. So do you, I guess, what's your thoughts on like, how does it, and imagine Just Debout gets even bigger in 20 years, is double the size. What happens? Like, how do we make it bigger?
No, it's not going to be bigger because this is the, like you say, this is the maximum. You know?
Okay.
When you are really up into the room, you see the thing and you watch the screens and you like, that's why I said that the passionate people, they're not up. They're really close to the stage and you know, they scream. And for me, the people who are up, they stay like 1, 2, 3 hours and they leave, you know?
Okay.
No, it's not going to be bigger. It's going to be, you know, many people ask me, hey, can you do it bigger? Because we were sold out sometimes and say, hey, you go to Stade de France? I say, no, never, you know. No. You know, even Bercy already is already big. So.
Bercy is 16,000?
17,000, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot. And we did sold out, you know, with dance, with our art forms,
that's
like popping, locking, hip hop house. For me, this is a victory already. And the people, you know, even me, I think if I was outside of Juste Debout, if I would go to Juste Debout, but not maybe so long, you know, because I'm 48. And you know, sometimes you go, you check, and then after you go back, you take some popcorns, and you go back. It's part of the thing, you know. And I agree with the people sometimes when they say it's too long, it's too loud, it's too, but it's just maybe not for us anymore, you know. The elder people, it's for young people who want to live this
competition.
You know?
Yeah, I think that's also like the two things of dance that is interesting is like the size and the age. Like, how do we? Like, I don't even know the answer, but like what an event would look like for people that are like 40 to 50, like, you know what I mean? Or an event that would look like for like 18. And like, I think the bigger it gets and the bigger age gap, it's like the scene is changing and it's really interesting, I think.
But I think it's interesting because for me, we have to see, like you say, 10 years ahead. Yeah. We don't have to see like right now. I have my budget for 2028 already.
Wow.
Okay. So, and my plans, etc. So, like I said, there is small events and I love them. But sometimes I think it's too uncomfortable and the sound system is not good. The quality is not so good, you know. So I'm sometimes confused about it. But we need that, and we also need events that you walk in the street and the regular people recognize you. You know, this is my goal with Juste Debout. You know, for me. Okay, the roof is here and we here already. What's next? What's the next floor? You know, and the people sometimes they don't get it. They don't realize that Juste Debout is not an event, a regular event. It's first of all we are in the head of something, and it's a little bit pretentious, but that's true, you know. And we want to push to the next floor.
Yeah,
I want you to win. Okay, you win like. For now, a certain amount of money. I want you to win double, triple, to buy your house, to have a family, to have your car without doing mortgage. You know, so this is my goal now. So for me it's important to have some venues with different ages, young people, and grandfather will bring the you know.
Yeah,
this is because now we arrived at we arrive here. I'm 48 and I have many friends who are 50, 55. And they have an economical situation, and they can pay concert tickets, so they can pay Juste Debout tickets for the family, you know.
Yeah, I think that, and you know, you were saying about you have to think ahead and think of future, and I can kind of see this with you. This is one thing that it's like, you know, when we've been kind of reacting to the different changes of Juste Debout, one thing I was saying is like, we can say whether we like it or we don't like it, the different ideas, even, you know, I mean, we can talk about the cruise and stuff as well. But I think one thing is, it's like you always do stuff that nobody's doing. And I think that's what's really cool because, you know, I love to see events that it's like you see the vision of the organizer still. Like, I don't have to like it. I do like it, but I don't have to like it. And there's some events that I don't like the concept, but it's unique. And that's the best thing because we need that. And I think the other thing is with Just Debout, the size of it, it could be really easy for you to play it safe and to say, okay, what's the thing that everybody's not going to complain? Let me just do the same thing or whatever. So I think it's really cool that you're still really trying to do something different and rock the boat, you know. That's a cruise metaphor. But yeah, so maybe can you tell me a bit about your vision? Like, because you had the Dubai Just Debout.
Yeah.
And then now we have the cruise. I feel like there's something with like luxury and dance battles and like you want to bring it to like a new space maybe.
Yeah, I mean, okay, first of all, I do my events like an artist.
Okay.
Because I'm an artist, I'm a dancer. So, and my dance were always, I think and I hope, were always different. This is my first thing because back in the days from where we're from, I reminded to you, we didn't want to look like each other. Now it's reversed. The people want to look like everybody. You know what I mean?
You know what's so funny before you continue? I just did an interview with Canon about Fusion Concept. He said exactly the same thing about his dance, about the way he does his events.
Yeah. So because it's like back in the days when you, for example, in my crew, the guys in 1981, I see some b-boys fight literally in front of me because they do the same move.
Wow.
They say, hey, it's my move. No, it's mine. What? And they fight. And it was like that, you know. So I grew up in the environment where the people look the same. You are a punk. You have the same phone because I remind you. I don't know how old are you?
I'm going to be 35.
Okay, 35. I'm 48. So the iPhone, you had the iPhone like in 15, 16 years old. So the format was already here.
Yeah.
But before that, the fashion was to have a phone that nobody has. And when you enter in the phone shop, we had like thousands of phones. You know?
Yeah.
And now we have 3 phones, like Huawei, Samsung, iPhone, you know.
Yeah.
And it's the same.
Yeah.
So back in the days when you have the phone that nobody has, everybody comes to you, oh, dope, you know. And it was and it was like this for everything. The car, we customize our car, the new wheels, etc. To look different. Anyway, so the dance is going with this mentality. So when you dance, you don't have to look like the opponent or like your friends. So the way I run my events is really artistic and really creative. I don't want to do stuff that the people do. It's not interesting to me. Dubai was a big risk, but it was cancelled because of COVID. But it would be one of the most beautiful events. Really bling bling, I have to admit. But one part was in the desert.
Wow.
You know, in the desert, and nobody did that before. You know, so for me, a dance event producer have to be creative. If you do something that everybody does, it's cool, but it's just the shadow of, you know.
And it's the same with the dance. Like if you look like somebody, you're never going to be bigger than them.
You are the shadow of Bruce or shadow of Luke of the, you know. So, and it's hard to be creative when we are plenty, but there is always so many ideas.
So is that you said about the like Dubai or the cruise, like is there something that you're working towards, like what's the mission behind where you're pushing?
The mission behind that, I will tell you straight away, I want to enjoy.
Okay.
Now, you know what? The cruise is something that I never did with my family. Okay. When I invite some judges, I invite them for me because I love these judges, and Juste Debout, I do everything for me. I have to be honest. It's really selfish because when I invite Popin Taco, because as a kid, and as I'm still a kid, I want to see Popin Taco in 2002. When I invite Bobbing Andre, same. Marjorie Smart, rest in peace, same. So I did everything because of my envy, not because of the trends, you know. And when I do cruise, it's because I want to go to cruise.
That's a good idea.
You know what I mean? And I'm sure many people want to go to cruise, and I say, hey. And I went to a salsa festival this summer, and I say, hey, guys, Why don't we do that? Like the people are enjoying, they're close to the swimming pool and they dance, and I want to do that. We know the ghetto side. We coming from the ghetto. Okay, cool. But what's next? I don't want to stay in the ghetto. I want to bring my people from the ghetto in a beautiful places, like I did in my life. So when I go to Dubai, when I go to Juste cruise in December 2024, it's really to push this idea to enjoy first, to be excited about the project, because like you said, Juste Debout, if I could stay like every year, Juste Debout.
The same, yeah.
But what life is risk, and artist is risk. If you're artist and you never take risk,
I tell you something, like, not you, I tell them something, but like, I had like this much success compared to Juste Debout, and already I can feel that it's scary to take risks. It's like the more, even doing the podcast, like it's here compared to where I want to be. The more I did, the more I'm like thinking like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that because, oh, somebody could watch. And it's like at the beginning, I didn't give a fuck. And now it's like, oh, what if, like, even I could talk about Juste Debout and be like, oh, but what if Bruce doesn't like me or something? And then I have to be like, no, I have to take the risk because this is what's going to make people respect me. But for something the size of what you're doing is like this scary big time to take these risks.
You know what? I will tell you, I risk my life with a cruise.
Really?
Yeah, the amount of money is crazy. It's 200,000,
Whoa.
So I risk, every time I do an event, I risk my life. And the people don't see that, but that's what exciting me.
Really?
It's not a sickness or, I'm not gambling. I'm not doing this. But if we want to go there, we have to invest here. You want to invest to the sun, you have to invest. You want to reach the sun, you have to invest to the moon at least, So, it's part of it. And the people, I always take like millions of risks for dance and for me, because I like what I'm doing, but also for dance and dancers, And I think this is the game. This is what we have to do to because nobody will do it for us.
Yeah.
Nobody will do it for us.
And I guess it's not gambling, but it's almost like betting on your own creative. It's like you say, I have an idea. Okay, I'm going to put the money on my idea. And then when it works, you say, yes. Okay, next one.
and I have to say, because I don't want to act like everything is going good. No. I had many crashes. I crashed 3 companies,
Oh, really?
Over 7 companies. I crashed 3 companies because of COVID, because of many risks, So it's not easy, but it's not even to bend. It's to invest. We have to invest. And many ideas didn't work. Some I didn't lose that much. Some I lost a lot, But this is how it is. And the people from my house, they say, he's losing money. He needs to pay this and that. Yeah, I have to pay many things. But this is the game we have to play. And the people have to understand that when they pay Juste Debout for 45 euro, they invest on them culture, on them. They don't invest on me. Of course, they invest a little bit on me, but they invest on the future. And the people, they don't see this. They just see, 70,000 people, 40 euro is rich. No, man. No, because only the stage. Because also, what I wanted to say, Juste Debout, I could do also the minimum version of it. A small stage, not so many lights, not so much songs. Only the technique only in Juste Debout is 200,000 already.
Wow.
Yeah, because the speakers are under, the setup is crazy. So the people don't realize it. I could do like the minimum and
save money.
Yeah, but I don't want to do this because I trust on quality and on investments.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So the other thing that I find really interesting about you is like that you still, I don't know when it was the last time that you battled, but like you're still dancing and battling, which for me is really cool because this is another thing. It's like, we're always talking about Juste Debout, and it's like you can say whatever you want about Juste Debout. You can say you don't like this, you don't like this, you don't like, even if you don't like Bruce, but you can't say he's like coming to like take the culture, or he's like, you can see from I don't know you personally too well, like, but just watching like what the stuff that you do, we can see that you love dance first. And it's like, I think that's really like it's almost underrated, because a lot of people, they run some events and then they, chill from dancing. And it's like, I think there was the battle that you got to the finals. It's like 1,000 something. There was one you got to the finals and there was a call out in the middle.
Yeah. I won this battle.
Yeah, okay, you won.
Next to Legends.
Yes. Yeah. And there was it's like a 12-minute call out in the middle. And I saw the thing and I was like, this motherfucker. I was like, he won the battle. He got called out before the semifinals.
Yeah. Well, I've been called out 3 times.
And then still won the battle.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a good day for me.
Yeah.
Some days you're like, okay, you're invincible.
It's your mode, yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those days. But I lost so many battles, So,
but I mean, bro, for me, even the ability to still show up and be like, I want to like enter were you guest or you enter prelim?
No. I don't like to be guest. To be honest, I have nothing against the guest, but I try to be guest, and it's not the same because the people pay you plane ticket. You're too relaxed.
Different pressure.
Yeah,
well.
I like to do prelims.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I want to do prelims.
But I really admire that, man. Like, because it also, for me, again, it shows that it's like you already knew what you're talking about because you've been doing it for so long. But even now, you're still in the grassroots. You're doing different events. So then, if there's something you're going to say, oh, okay, this is how the popping scene is now. Let's change this at the top, And I think it's easy to be distant from where it came from. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But is this like something you're doing consciously, or you just like to go to battles? Or?
No, I mean, for me, thank you, by the way. Thank you. For me, I'm still a kid. No, really, I still love the music. I still love that. Yesterday we were dancing. That's why I have the glasses now. Jet lag, please dance. Yesterday we've been dancing with the Future and Juste forever,
Yeah.
And I want to be part of it.
Yeah.
I want to be part of my culture. I grew up with that. This is the only thing I know. Yeah, I didn't study. You know what I mean? This is my degree. This is my knowledge, my life. So. And I always say to my students as well is, you say you can do many mistakes, you can talk bad sometimes, and it's not good, but you have to be good anyways, because the people, like you said, okay, you don't like me, it's okay. Come to the cipher. We talk differently, because maybe you don't like my language, my speaking language, but we can talk as a dancers, and I think this is the most beautiful language, so we can find a way to live together, So, and so I didn't do it constantly. I do it because it's a lifestyle, and I wish I could do more. But I have 4 companies. I have like my kids, my family, my career, my school. So, but I would love to do battles still. And yeah. I think one thing I want to say, what I like about this culture is normally now it became different. Normally, there is some thrones, okay. But you have to deserve the throne. Mm-hmm. And when you're not good enough to have those thrones, you have to leave the thrones to the others. So the call out, the people talk to me, they say, oh, they call out, but it's disrespect. It's okay. You call me out. You're calling me out. Okay. It's so good. It's part of the game. I love the people calling me out. Mm-hmm. But you have to have the level to call me out. You know what I mean? And it's not a message for the people who call me out, but it's a general message. Because some people want to call out, but they don't have the level. So sometimes I can refuse a call out if you don't have the level. Mm-hmm. Say, okay, dance, you don't have the level? Because I don't want to spend, So, but the people who calling me out and who have the level, I think it's a form of respect as well, And they want my head. Mm. And this is a culture, what the people don't understand is a culture for kids. Mm-hmm. We were kids, and when we did that, we were kids. And we still have to keep the heart of kids. So, if you want to take my throne, come
get it.
Yeah. And this is what is beautiful. And I always say that I will stop judging when I feel I don't have the level anymore. Mm-hmm. And some judges
dance level.
And some judges, no disrespect, but at the same time they judge, but we never see them in ciphers. We never see them. They never go to parties. we don't see them. They don't reply to the call out. I think it's not part of the culture. You know what I like? Sorry,
No. Bro, it's your interview.
Yeah, sorry. For example, Crump.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want about Thai eyes, okay? But the guy, he can do 10, 15, 20 rounds with his community, and the community is still like, wow, he deserves the troll.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're making me think of, like, I judged very little stuff in the UK, like more before I was doing this. And like my checklist of like, if I'm going to accept to judge is like, okay, if I'm going to judge, I have to explain every decision. If somebody says, why did you vote? I have to have an explanation. And if somebody calls me, I have to do it. No, like, I wore jeans today, or, it's somebody, even because sometimes I judge some battles and I don't know, it's a small battle, but then the people that enter, I say, oh, fuck. It's like really,
I love it. Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, I believe I have the knowledge to judge it, but then I'm like, if they call me out, they're gonna fucking smoke me. But I have to do it. And it's the respect of the...
Exactly. It's like a fight, and I don't like to relate it to fight, but it's like a fight. Somebody punch you, you reply. You reply, and then after you run, you do whatever you want.
It's like
you have to reply.
If they say, you're at a bar or something, and they say, okay, come outside, let's fight. It's like you have to honorably walk outside. Yeah. Even if you know the guy's like this, he's going to knock you out, bro. Okay?
And this is the new generation now. They don't understand that. They say, yeah, but it was in the past like this. But it's part of the culture. It's gang members were dancing the dance we do. It's not a school dance. It's part of the culture that we're suffering, and kids and violence. And also, I don't say that we have to stay in this, but we have to still understand and say that, okay, it can be possible that the violence is coming to me, and I have to know how to reply to the violence.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to reply to the violence, because I see same thing. I see many judges, they do solos, and I never see them in battles. And the young judges, I don't talk. The elders, the pioneers, they don't need to do that.
Sure.
They have the thrones forever.
Yeah.
The big brothers, it's okay, no problem. But I talk about us. I talk about the other generations. I see many judges now, younger than me. I never see them in the cipher. I never see them in the battles. I never see them. Sorry, your demo is good, but it's like a choreography demo, in fact, because you don't carry the. I don't know.
I understand what you mean. Yeah, and I think it also, that's again what I was saying that I really admire about you, because it's like, to enter prelims, to come to the battle, like it's not sometimes fun to enter prelims. Like you have to wait forever, but it means like you really love the scene. So then when you're judging, when you're running Just Debout, like even me as like somebody in the scene, I have like a security that, okay, you are the guy, I don't know you, but you're the guy that's running the biggest dance battle in the world. I have security that you love the scene.
Of course.
So because I see you doing stuff, and it's not all about, you don't have to prove it to us, but it's nice to see it,
Oh, that's cool. I appreciate it, and because I really love the scene. And even the people who don't like it, you know what? Even the people who don't like me, I love them, because they help me to take
a step
back and to watch what I did and what I did good and bad. So it's help for me, and you see me at Juste Debout, I'm sweating because I'm dancing on the side during the tour. I like the contact of people,
100%, man. And I mean, bro, even when you entered, which year was it that you entered?
2023, the last one. Next Urban Legends?
No, when you entered Just Debout.
Oh, 2012.
2012, yeah. But I mean, even then, it's like to see that, and then it's like you really like can still fucking do it. It wasn't like oh, he's the organizer, let's vote for him. It's like, oh shit, he's still got some rounds.
It was so cool. But because I was supposed to dance again in 2022, because 2002, 2012, 2022.
Nice.
So it was my idea to say, okay, every 10 years I do it. But the people again, is this event, But man, it's so good, I love to dance, I love the contact. I love battles.
Yeah.
I love meeting. I love, stuff like that.
And also, what you were saying about everybody kind of the culture being a bit more like people try to dance like each other now. But I think that's another reason why it's nice, because another thing I feel like about the street dance scene and the battles is like, it is about contributing back in, if you know what I mean. And it's like, if you took a step back, it's like that trend of copying each other is going to keep going. But it's like, I think people like you, like Nyako, like these people that still do things, having you guys around, it's a reminder, like, because I think of you like, okay, Bruce was always like one of the best poppers. Like your name is in that list of like the best poppers ever for me. But then when we see you, you look, like you said, you look so different to a lot of other poppers. And it's a good reminder to be like, oh yeah, you remember the names, but look at why they're all those names. Because like Salah, it's like completely different styles, you know? And it was the same with hip hop, with other styles as well. But the people that were on the wall, the Hall of Fame, are there because they're all different. And it's a good reminder, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's what you say. We love dance. And when you see, for example, Poppin' Pete, big respect. You know, he's here since so many years. And when he's dancing, it's like, wow, it's like 62 now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and I feel it at 48, I feel it. So I imagine myself.
I feel it at 25.
You know what I mean? So imagine in 40 years from that, I would say, wow. So you have to respect that. And I think, when you step back, it's like you have your people in the street, another gang is coming, and you just run. You just left, you know, and you let your friends go. I mean, we sign a moral contract with dance because this is what helped us to grow in life, you know, and to step back now because I'm comfortable. No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to do that. If one day I cannot dance anymore, I will say, hey, guys, sorry. I will announce it. I will say, sorry, I cannot dance anymore. But it's not the time yet.
So you will do like an official retirement?
Yeah. If I don't like that, but if I cannot dance anymore, I will say it because the people have to understand why I'm not dancing. Because some people want to dance against me or with me still. Like I want to dance with Zlink, with a Stretch, with a Super Dave, with all my legends, you know. Taco, I used to dance with him, Pete, Skid, you know. So, yeah, for me, they're still here, and it's a present they do. They give to us. Like Wiggers, Pete, all the elders. Even in hip hop, I was in 36 Chambers with the New Yorkers. Man, they're like 55, 60, 50. You're like, they're still dancing hard, and you're like, wow. I cannot step back. You know what I mean? Because they're here. They're carrying the structure. You know, I have goosebumps now. You know, because they're carrying the structure, the culture, and the structure, and they're still here. No matter what, they're still here. And even if they ask for money, you see them in the party, you see them dance everywhere. They love what they do. And, you know, for me, it's a proof of love. And we are the legacy. We have the younger brothers, so we have to.
100%, bro. And I think it's also like, that's something that's so unique about this scene and this community is like, how can I be, or not even me, like somebody who's like a beginner can be in a cypher with me, who's like 15 years, with you, who's like 30, 40 years in the scene, and then an OG who fucking created. And it can be the five of us just having fun together. It's like, what other scene do you get all of those people still around and contributing? And like, we can look at the beginner and see something amazing. We can look at the OG, like everybody is,
connected.
Sharing,
and I think it's really beautiful in our culture, but sometimes, some ciphers, the younger generation have to understand that they cannot enter. It's really important. No, this is
please say,
because
I agree.
For example, yesterday we were dancing really hard and some people come and it's cool. We share, it's all good. But if you come, you have to give your 100% because I dance since 40 years. I started at 8 years old. So when you dance in front of me, I'm here and say, hey, let's go. Because your level have to reach our level and you have to push us back.
Yep.
You know? So some ciphers are cool. We just chill and we dance. But when you see as a younger man or woman that it's getting serious, you can enter, but you have to give you cannot do a run of 3 minutes without knowing, without giving that much. You know what I mean? Because I don't do rounds of 3 minutes. I don't do this. Maybe because I'm older as well, but because when I'm in the cipher, it's 200%.
Yep.
So if you are a new generation, you come, bro or sister, you have to give much more. And it's also a part of the respect. Some people now, they lose the respect because they enter in every circles and they don't dance them ass off, and
I agree.
it's another part.
For me, it's also like, again, I grew up like learning from you guys' generation, so a lot of this I agree with, but it's like there's different type of cipher, like you said. You can see if people are chilling and having fun. If you're seeing people like exchanging something, like even, for example, it can be like, okay, let's say you, Future, Monster, and I see you doing glides, and it's like, okay, they're working on something. And then if I come in and I'm like, just Fresno, like, you're going to be like, man, we were trying something.
You kill the
energy.
The vibe, the energy.
It's like a conversation. Like if we were having a debate about a TV show and we were like, no, because this this character, and then someone comes, do you like The Simpsons? You say like, but we're talking about something, man. Yeah, I think it's really true. I'm glad you said it because when I say it, people get annoyed at me.
But I know, what the people say about you, they will say about me, but we have to still say it. And this is also, for example, I have some conversation with the elders sometimes, Link and Sekou, and sometimes they say, no, I disagree. And I'm like, oh, you disagree, but it's still a conversation,
sure.
And this is important. So maybe you disagree now, but I don't care. Because
see me in the cipher.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything I didn't ask you about. I mean, I could ask you about Just Debout for forever, but we only have so much time. But I guess, like, how much can you tell us about, you said you have your 28 budget already, and like, where we're going to see it grow in the...
I cannot say that much because, I have many plans and I don't want to reveal my plans, but
because the world tour is back.
The world tour is back. Juste Debout, you talk about the future. So another dance school is growing now in Paris.
Amazing.
North of Paris. More concentrate on music with the music studios, club, etc. It's going to be dope in 2025. Then we have the tour 2024-2025 with
back to normal, like how we know. Okay.
Back to normal. Different thing is we have 2 countries in US. I mean, 2 states in US and 2 departments in China because it's bigger.
Sure.
But we have Romania, we have Italy, we have so many countries. So you will have to check it. Then we have Accor Hotel Arena, Bercy. It's coming back, the March 2nd. And
Just Debout Gold is on the cruise.
Yeah,
so that's going to continue?
Yeah, Just Debout Gold I want to do, because same thing. Just Debout Gold is related to the application Top on the Floor. Top on the Floor is a ranking of many...
That's what I was going to ask you about. Okay, we finished with, that's one more question.
Yeah.
Okay, so because I don't understand 100%. So the app is... The app is everybody that enters, but is everybody that enters every battle in the whole world?
Every battle in the world.
So, how do you know? Like, is there something how do you find every battle?
I mean, when we say every battle in the world, of course, if you do a small battle in Peru and it's really down there, maybe I don't find it. But I have a persons who work with Juste Debout team, they're really great. And they're geeking everything.
Okay, they're just searching.
Crazy.
This is how I first saw the app. It's like some battle in the UK happened, and then a story came this guy won. I'm like, how did you won?
And they're really good. And big shout out to Oshboro, Francis, because he is everywhere and some others as well. And it's like geeking. And now if you want to go to the app, you see many events around the world, in Korea, in China, etc. Top on the Floor app. And you have the event side, and you can see in the event how many points you will reach if you win, So, and then after you do the battle, as a participant, you have some points. As a quarterfinalist, finalist, winner, you have some points. And we have a ranking, and there is already like 14,000 dancers on the app. And I take for the Juste Debout Gold, I take the 3 first in popping, locking, hip-hop house, over than 14,000 dancers. And it can change, it's fluctuant. It's like the La Bourse, how can I say, Wall Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like the stocks, but for the dancers.
Okay.
And you know, it's some people will criticize it again, but I think it's a way to give value to dancers as well. And which is nice is if you go in the ranking page, you see dancers that we don't know, like from India, from England.
Which is the big criticism of the battle scene, is that you only get to judge or think if you have a reputation. So this is like the way to balance.
It's a way to balance, and I think what is good about Juste Debout and Top on the Floor is we always try to give chances to the younger generation. For example, in the ranking now, the first is Maddie, is a female dancer from Germany. The second is Kane from UK.
Yeah.
And the third is Brother Bin, I think, from Korea. So it's not the dancers that we think it will be, but I invite them.
Because
so the people will see them. You know, it's a chain reaction, and it's a virtual. It's a good circle. You know, it's and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sick. And I mean, like, it's crazy that you're doing that already on top of Juste Debout.
Yeah. And I want to say also something. It's really important to understand that Top on the Floor is, for example, you have to pay like €10 per year if you want to see the world ranking with the old theater, etc. But it can be for free, you know, also. But when you put money in it, it's going to a pot, to a jackpot, and the winners are winning. The 100 first dancers, they're winning the pot. So imagine now we have not so much money. We have €130. It's not too much. But imagine now the 14,000 dancers, they put €10. It's €140,000.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To split with the first 100 dancers on the
crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I want to help the dance culture and the dancers. But some people don't understand. They say, hey, ranking, you know.
But I mean, it's not like it's again, like, it's your way. It's like your app. It doesn't mean you have to be like, oh, I'm worse than this person. It's just in the app, in this competition.
Yeah. And some dancers, maybe we miss some battles. So some dancers, they can call us or email us to say, hey, I did that, and we correct it.
Okay, so if you're a dancer, you can write to you guys too. And if you are starting an event, people can write to you and say...
We want to have partnership with events.
Okay.
We want to promote the events. This is the goal, is to push the event and to push the dancers to go to the event to get some points.
Yeah.
It's like mileage.
Yeah.
With
the air miles. Yeah. Okay, sick. So it's on. Like, just for people, like, where can they write to the? If you're an event or a dancer,
you go to Top on the Floor app and you go to contacts at the page
and just say I have an event.
Yeah, I have the event. I missed some points. I did this event. I won. You know.
Great.
And we correct it.
Cool. And I think for me, like, also my message as well is like, when people are doing things, I think it's like important. Like Monster, I mean, because I'm here doing some stuff, Monster said to me like, oh, do you want some ticket for the thing? I said, no, I want to pay because it's like, I want to support the event. And sometimes it's like, okay, you can support by other like nice words and stuff, but the money is sometimes matters. So I think, even with you said like it makes me want to sign, like, even if I'm not battling, I'm like, okay, I'll go sign up and pay for the app just to contribute, Like when Summer Dance started the live stream, like, I love the Summer Dance live stream. I think it's such a great, the quality is perfect. The idea is good. It's like there's never like problems with the Wi-Fi, nothing. So I'm like €5 or something to pay. I'll pay 10. No problem.
I think it's part of, that's what I like in Japan.
Yeah.
In Japan, the ticket is €40, €50, they pay. Mm-hmm. And maybe they're struggling. You don't know. You don't say Japanese are rich. No, we all have struggled. So Japanese are paying. For example, yesterday at the party, George, I'm judge, but I invite some people, I paid for them because I want to support.
Yeah.
I want to support.
And it does make a difference.
If I pay for George, I pay for me. I pay for myself, in fact.
Yeah. Bro, thank you so much.
Thank you, Luke.
I've been waiting to chat to you for so long, and I'm really happy we finally did.
We could stay 3 hours, but...
Yeah. No, but we can, bro, if we're ever in the same country again, I'm happy to chat again. Yeah. But, bro, thank you for... Bro, I have to say thank you for, like, the inspiration. Like, I was watching your videos when I was younger, like, the waving and the glides and shit. I was like, man, there was one battle when you beat Salah. And at that time, I was like, I didn't think it was possible to beat Salah. And we were like, yo, somebody beat Salah, like trick this guy. But yeah, so yeah, thank you for that. Like, it's really nice to not only to meet people like you who inspired me, but to like have conversation. Like, it really means a lot to me. So thank you for that. And thank you for Just Debout. And tune in next time. Peace, guys.
Peace. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.